highlight that how this Section 12(1)(c) is being done, and what are the what are the current issues and the challenges, and how this little bit of history and the background and the issues currently facing with this implementation of this provision under article. Vandana, go ahead and
Yes.
write.
Yes, sir. On behalf of NIPA, I extend a very warm welcome to all our esteemed guests and participants and our chief keynote speaker, sir, in the online orientation workshop on education of disadvantaged children and weaker sections at elementary level, policy issues and program interventions. Welcome you, sir. As I take this privilege to introduce our distinguished keynote speaker for this session, Mr. Ashok Agrawal. He is known for his untiring effort to make good schooling and health facilities accessible to the poor. His PIL will filed through social jurist and NGO run by him have played a significant role in bringing changes in admission irregularities and lack of basic amenities in state-run schools. He is practicing lawyer at Supreme Court of India and Delhi High Court, raising issues like right to health, right to education. Welcome you, sir. May I now request you to kindly begin the session. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Vandana. And hello to everybody.
Yes, sir, yeah.
So I always assigned the topic relating to 12(1)(c) of Right to Education Act. This is in fact a political issue also, a media issue also, as if in Right to Education Act there is only and only 12(1)(c), there is no other provision. But it is very interesting and it has a long history also. Even today we have been fighting for these rights in the courts. Day before yesterday itself, I had a case where EWS student, this is disadvantaged group or EWS. When I say EWS, that will include the disadvantaged group also. The EWS students studying in Kulachi Hansraj Model School, Ashok Vihar, they failed in class 9 and some failed in class 8. Then they were asking for readmission, and the school was saying, no, we will not give you, and if you want to study, you have to pay. So our case was, because these are EWS students, they are entitled to readmission without payment of any tuition fee. So that was the case, and then we got a interim order also in the favor of the students, and today all students for whom we got the order from the High Court, they were taken by the school. So that was a latest thing. And one more interesting thing which came in the case was that the advocate appearing for the private school, brought to the notice of the court a Department of Education circular which unfortunately says that if a EWS or disadvantaged group or this disability group student failed in a class, then the department will admit him in a government school. That was very interesting controversy being created. Of course, I have sent that circular to the Director of Education and asked him to revisit it and omit that paragraph itself. Because the implication of that, what it says, seems to say that in case EWS student fails in any class, then he is not entitled to continue in that school, private school. So that was a serious issue and changing the entire right to education provisions. And of course, this the clause in the circular is contrary to the letters and spirit of the Right to Education Act, as well as Article 21A of the Constitution of India. But once it comes in the court, then it creates a problem. Even department, sometimes people sitting there don't understand the implications of what they are used to do. So we will face that. That is not a problem, but a problem has come, and I am sharing with you that how sometimes department, because I understand that from different states many people from education department will be in this session. So sometimes even department loosely writes some circulars, and that has a bad implication for the object and purpose of the act. This was the thing. And the second thing which I want to say is that it is a great fight. Because why it was introduced? It was introduced because to make the education inclusive education. That was the purpose, and that is said in the preamble of the act also. And that is going on. That is going on, of course, not with great speed, but I think it is a great thing to ask, share from the wealth of the country, which is possessed by few people. So the other people who are at a disadvantaged situation, they are asking that we want to share this. You have to share this, and this seems to be this admission of EWS and disadvantaged group in a private school seems to akin that as if somebody from the disadvantaged group is asking that please share this wealth of the country with me. So it is just like a sharing the wealth with that disadvantaged group, because disadvantaged group children more and more they will come in the private schools. Of course, there is no doubt that on average the education given in a private school, of course, it is all ifs and buts and under question, but still it is better than the government schools. And government schools, unfortunately, are going down and down. I will tell you, about 2 weeks ago, I was in Uttarakhand, one district of Uttarakhand, Kotdwar, and I went there to meet the people, community people, and visit the government schools. And there I found very interesting figures that in 2015-16 there were 22 lakhs children studying in government schools, and in 2018 the figure came down to 10 lakh. Within 5 years, 10 lakh students went out of the government school system. And if we take that figure, of course I don't have a figure of the current figure of the schools, but looking into that trend from 2016 to 19, 10 lakh children dropped out. So I assess that now not more than 5-6 lakhs students will be there in the Uttarakhand government schools. So many schools are closed. There are many schools which don't have a student, more than 10 students in a school, and there are schools which have 2 or 3 students with 5 or 6 teachers. That is also a situation. So I think this is a picture, a sample of all India government schools, and government schools almost all are closing every day. So if this situation goes on, what will happen? I can't imagine. I can't think of what will happen in a long way. And my own estimate is that the students enrolled in the government schools, only 50% attend government schools. In Delhi also, even Secretary Education and the Director Education, while talking with me, they admit that in Delhi itself, 30% students don't attend the schools, enrolled students in both Delhi government and MCD schools. So this is a situation, this is a very alarming situation in the country. And in this backdrop, if a large number of students get admission in private schools, I think it is sort of a fight against inequality. It is a fight for inclusive education. But if ultimately government schools don't improve and a day come when all government schools are closed, then it is not possible to say that all students who school age students are in the school, because large number of children will be out of school in absence of the government school. So this is a very shocking state of affairs going on, and nobody is talking. Today I on X I wrote that how much time our parliament discusses the issues like school education and health. How much time? No discussion. Even people don't discuss government schools at all. And there is a race for admission under EWS and disadvantaged group in the private schools. There is a race. People are crying, people are mad that somehow their children should go to private school under this category. But of course there is a limitation, 25%. Though the law commission has said that start with 20% and then increase to up to 50%. I don't think that time will come when this reservation will be increased to 50%. I don't think so, because of the fact that there is a lot of pressure from unaided private schools on the government to even repeal it, to omit this provision of EWS and disadvantaged group. Because when we raised the issue even in the Delhi High Court that after class 8, because Right to Education Act only talks up to 8, schools are throwing children out of school. They are saying either you pay in class 9 or you take your TC and go to some other school. Initially, central government in the High Court said that we will consider it, but later on they say in terms of National Education Policy 2020, they have decided not to extend Right to Education Act up to class 12. And if we seriously read the National Education Policy, it somehow gives us impression that there may be a time when this provision will be omitted. And if this goes, I think there may not be very cry from any corner. Because हमारे देश में क्या होता है कि जो हमारी आम जनता है ना, उसको कुछ मिल जाए तो ठीक है, उसको कुछ नहीं मिल जाए तो ठीक है, और उसका कुछ दिया हुआ छीन लो तो भी कोई बात नहीं है. तो यहाँ बिल्कुल टोटल साइलेंस है. यहाँ पर किसी चीज़ के ऊपर कोई क्राई नहीं है. तो कुछ होगा नहीं अगर कल इसमें राइट टू एजुकेशन एक्ट में से ये प्रोविजन ही खत्म कर देते हैं, तो देयर विल बी नो हू एंड क्राई इन द पब्लिक. But children will go, it will be a disadvantaged situation for the children, because today that number is increasing. That has, as on date, it has gone in lakhs of students today are studying in private schools under EWS category all over the country. Certain states have yet not implemented it. I have learned recently that the Telangana High Court has issued notice about implementation of that. And last year, even in Assam, our one friend filed a writ petition for implementation. So the governments are not interested, state governments are not interested, central government is not interested. Somehow by mistake or for some other reason, this provision has been incorporated in the Act, and as today, large number of students are taking advantage of that. So these are the challenges before us. I stop here, and I would like to invite comments or questions from our friends, then I will elaborate it further.